Hey everybody, Sergio with the RideShare Guy. Okay, I wanted to do this for a long, long time actually, and but I was looking for a candidate to do it with, and then I'm going to introduce him in a minute. But I wanted to talk to a brand new driver. Okay, I'm talking fresh out of the box driver, and I got his email actually a couple days ago, and he had something in there that really piqued my interest about his habits, which is going straight to the right sources. But besides that, so here's Heng from, can I call you from San Diego County?
Yeah, San Diego.
All right, from San Diego, California. And he literally is a brand new driver, but I'm going to have him introduce himself. Go ahead.
Hi, my name's Heng. I started driving Uber and Lyft right after the Valentine's Day protest. And for right now, I'm doing it full time.
All right. So before we get into, the whys and the whats, tell us a little bit about yourself, your past. What did you do before you got into full-time rideshare, all that good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, my last job, I was a data analyst, production planning, resource planning, just working with a lot of numbers. And that was more than a year and a half or 2 years ago. And since then, I've been looking for other jobs, and it just hasn't been working out for me. So, instead of sitting behind a computer all day long, I thought, why not sit behind a car seat and earn some money along the way?
Yeah, that's a lot. That's why a lot of people get into it, but it's, most of them do it on a part-time basis. You're doing it as a full-time gig at the moment. Um, it, you know, I mean, I asked this towards the end to all the behind the wheel guests, but I'll ask you from the get-go. Um, give me a couple of things you like about it and about rideshare, obviously, and give me a couple of things you dislike so far, but you're very new. I mean, look, you said you
Yeah.
joined the day after the protest, which is February 15th, right?
Yeah.
And today you're like fresh 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, you know, talk a little bit about that. Like, what made you get into it? Obviously, you have a family, you probably have a wife, kids. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I have a wife and two sons. They're pretty young, 2 and 6 right now. One of the things that really drew me and that I'm enjoying driving for Uber and Lyft is that freedom in the schedule.
Yeah.
Um, I pick up my kids in the morning. I mean, I drop my kids off in the morning at school, and I pick them up in the late afternoon. So I'm able to do that while my wife has a regular W-2 job, and her schedule is more fixed. So that's one of the things I really like about it is this schedule. Like I can start when I want, I can end when I want. If anything comes up, I can just turn off the app, go offline, and take care of stuff that I need to take care of.
Yeah, I mean, you're the perfect candidate actually for rideshare for the fact that although you do have a family, right? And I say it all the time, like flexibility and freedom doesn't pay the bills. Okay.
Yeah,
Uber and Lyft can say all they want, oh, it's flexible, turn the app on when you want, turn it off when you want. I get that. That doesn't pay the bills, right? You need to earn money. And I mean, I'm pretty sure you're out there to make money, not for just because it's flexible, right?
yeah. No, I'm out there to help supplement the income that my wife brings in for our family.
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you, like you're in the perfect situation because you have one member of the family that's working full time with probably healthcare benefits, correct?
Yep, yep.
All right. And you have two young sons and it fits your schedule perfectly. I mean, you're probably working probably certain dead hours, right? I mean, for rideshare, because lunchtime, let's say, I mean, the best times
Yeah,
to work rideshare is obviously morning rush hour, afternoon rush hour, airport trips, weekends, things like that. So
yeah,
you said full time. Give me like your typical day, okay? How many hours a week? I mean, I know your numbers, but I want to hear it from you.
yeah. I mean, right now I'm kind of working 7 days a week, just to kind of get a feel of how the rideshare is going to work with my life and my work-life balance. So I'm kind of all in right now. During the weekdays, I drop my kids off around 8 o'clock, so I don't start until 8:30 in the morning. for driving, and then I'll end at around 4 before I pick up my kids. So in the morning, 8:30 to before 10, there's a little bit of more traffic in terms of getting pings, getting rides, but after that, it's kind of a lot of dead hours.
Yeah.
On the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, the past 2 weekends that I've been driving rideshare for, I've woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I start at 4:30 in the morning. And I end my day at around 6 when I go back home for dinner.
Yeah. So you're putting in 50 hours, 60 hours a week, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot of hours in the car, but the hours that you're doing it, as I said, does have some dead time involved, right? The pings slow down, people
Yeah.
already at work, right? I mean, weekends probably are better for you, right?
Yeah. The weekends are definitely better for me.
Yeah. Okay. So this is, I mean, I'm gonna treat this as my personal project, not you obviously, but your earnings, your what you do, how you do it, because we pride ourselves in making drivers more efficient. Okay. I mean, look, if you're gonna be out there 50 hours a week, okay, and if I can improve your earnings by just $5 an hour, okay, which is
Yeah.
incremental, nothing small. But if you extrapolate that to 50 hours, that's $250 extra a week.
Yeah.
That's $1,000 extra a month for doing exactly the same thing, right? That's
Yeah.
what we're known for, and I'm going to help you get there, hopefully, if you don't quit, of course, and get a job, which is probably ultimately what you want to do, get back to your industry. Um, so with that said, what kind of car do you drive, by the way?
I drive a 2017 Lexus RX 350.
Okay, how many miles did you have on it when you started it?
I had, well, I'm looking at my spreadsheet right now. I had 75,000 miles on it,
Right.
and now I have 78,000.
Right. Well, no, that's okay. But so in 2 weeks you put in 3,500 miles or so,
Yep.
something like that. Yeah. Right. So, um, here's the thing. Did you, all of the audience, which is going to watch this, probably by the thousands, did you guys hear what he said? He said my most favorite word, spreadsheet. He's already has a spreadsheet. That's why it piqued my interest in this interview. So when he emailed me his spreadsheet, and he said he's been only driving for 2 weeks. I'm like, hold on a second. This guy I want to talk to because most drivers have no clue. Forget spreadsheet. They don't have a clue about cost per mile. They don't have a clue about what it takes to run a business. Are you running this as your own business, small business?
Yeah, I'm treating it as my own business.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is in that spreadsheet, Heng?
I mean, I started off simple with just starting mile, ending mile, so I get the mileage that I drive each day. I initially took the online hours from Uber's app
Yep.
and the active hours from the Uber app, how much I make, obviously, and also how much I spent on gas, which is the main expense that I feel right away.
Right.
Um, but later on, when I incorporate Lyft to figure out my online hours, I just started taking screenshots on my phone when I started the day and when I ended the day, and that helps me with the online hours. Um, and just more recently, I started looking into the tips, also recording how many number of tips I get, how much tips I get. So I'll probably start putting in more numbers just to get a better idea of
Yeah.
what my numbers look like. And I watched a bunch of videos from your channel and learned a lot. And like I recently saw Jay and his tipping tip,
Yeah.
uh, and he put up a sign and saw that his tip went up 20%. So I'm keeping track of my tip first, kind of get a baseline number, and then I'll try to do something like that and see if it helps or not.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, look, we don't do this for tips, obviously, but they're
Yeah.
always appreciated. And in certain markets, you're in kind of a tourist market as well. You'll see that in summer, if you're still driving, your tips will go incrementally higher
Hmm.
because, people are in a good mood, the weather is better, whatever not. But the other thing is, tips have become a major part of drivers' earnings. Okay. And, having a clean car, obviously,
Yep.
being a decent, safe driver. being talkative when they talk to you, the passengers talk to you, obviously is a major thing. And I saw your numbers. I mean, your tips are fantastic. You're like at 30% of all trips you get tipped at.
Yeah, I was surprised. When I saw the actual numbers, I was surprised. I thought I was getting tipped less, but I guess that's not the case.
No, no, no. I mean, I think we had the top driver that I know is one of our good friends in South Carolina. He gets tipped like close to 50% of the trips that he does, but he's in a tourist market as well. So, when I always say that as a rideshare driver, what you put into it is what you're going to get out of it. Okay.
Yep.
He's doing exactly right from the get-go. So there's no reason for him not to be top 5% driver in his area, for sure. And I'm assuming you've been in San Diego County for a while, so you know your city pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm more familiar with the North County aspect, but now I'm getting a lot more familiar with the other parts of San Diego as well.
Yeah, I mean that's the key, right? Know the rhythm of the city, know where
Yeah.
to be, when to be. And we always say, follow the three P's. That doesn't matter what city you're driving in. The three P's are obviously patience, not to accept
Mhm.
everything. The second P is going to be position. You got to position yourself correctly. I mean, if you take a trip, to the boondocks, I mean, you have to dead mile it back. Mileage is important. Like he put in 3,500 miles in a couple of weeks on his car already, and he's going to figure that out, that dead miles are not your friend. And then the third P is planning, right? Planning comes with scheduled trips, reserve trips, all kinds of things to get you where you want to go and destination filters as well. But I'm going to help him personally, as my project to see if we can move him up to a top tier driver. But he's already on his way with treating this as a small business as opposed to anything else. So let's talk a little bit about your earnings, right? For 2 weeks.
Okay,
How,
yeah.
how have they been? I mean, I know I saw it on the spreadsheet, but you tell us.
Okay, well, from February 15th to February 29, I earned $3,450 approximately. That's between Uber and Lyft platform, and including tips.
Okay. And so that's gross, obviously, right?
That's gross, yeah.
Okay. So I saw your spreadsheet. On your spreadsheet, you only had your gas expenditures taken out, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
for now.
granted, you're driving a 7-year-old car, but still, a Lexus still has some depreciation left. Obviously, the mileage, right? There is
Yeah,
depreciation in miles. There is frequent maintenance, oil changes,
yeah.
all these things. Are you going to incorporate all that in your spreadsheet
Yeah,
at
I'm
some
gonna
point?
start incorporating that into at least the I figured out like I'll probably be changing my oil at least once a month, if not more.
Yeah,
And the tires will probably be every 6 months, maybe, depending on my mileage.
right.
So I'll include the tires, the oil change, and probably the depreciation into the expenses.
Yeah, obviously you should. But then so far, I mean, $3,700 gross, right? For 2 weeks. That means you're averaging about $1,800 a week, right?
Yeah,
And tell me about your hours now. How many hours you're online and how many hours you're active, if you know on both platforms. But let me ask you this before. You're both on Uber and Lyft, which is the absolute right thing to do from the get-go, right? That's
yeah.
another, amazing thing that you did for yourself. Um, are you like 50-50 between Uber and Lyft, or is it more Uber, less Lyft? Which way are you going?
Um, right now I'm on a challenge on the Lyft platform, where if I do 180 rides, I get $600. So I'm more lately than not, I've been more on the Lyft platform. But most of the time, I'm kind of in between both of them. Whichever is giving me the ride that looks okay, I'll take it. And if I'm already on Lyft and another ride pops up and it looks okay, I'll take that. So that will keep me on Lyft. And
Okay.
if when I don't get a ride, then I'll have both of them on, and then I'll try to see which one is the best.
Okay. So you said the bonus, is that your sign-up bonus
Yeah, the sign up bonus for Lyft.
for Lyft? Okay, that's a pretty good bonus. So do you have a strategy for that?
Well, I don't really have a strategy for the Lyft one because I'm already 80 something trips into the 180. It's only been 2 weeks. And I'm fairly sure I'm going to be hitting that mark before the deadline.
Okay. Here's first tip.
Okay.
In order to do this, right, in order to get to 640 as quick as you can, because you're kind of tied up to the Lyft platform now to get that bonus, right?
Yeah,
That's
that's
why
true.
they put those bonuses out there because they want to tie you up, right?
Yeah.
They want you on their platform, obviously, as opposed to the Uber platform. What I would suggest is that if you do get into from North County to San Diego proper, right? Set your
Hmm.
area filter to 5 miles, do all the garbage trips that they're sending you. Because look, you have 180 trips for $640, I thought it was. That's like over $3.50 a trip. Even if you do a $3 trip, 1 mile pickup, 1 mile drop off with your bonus, that's going to be $6.50. And if there is some surge on top of that, it's super profitable. Short trips, knock that out, get that out of the way, and then you can work on your, I know you have a guarantee on Uber as well. So that's the first tip that you should get out of this, and you should definitely, get that out of the way so you have more freedom that way, right?
Yeah, I'll definitely try that this weekend when I have more time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So do all the garbage trips that you're not going to do later on, do them now to get their money. Um, so okay, how many hours are we talking here, Heng? I mean, 1,700 a week gross is pretty good.
I mean, I'm putting 8 hours, around 8 hours online on the during the weekdays and 12 hours on the weekends.
Okay, so 5 times 8, 40 plus 24, 60 hours-ish, let's say,
Yeah,
online
around
between
there.
both apps.
Yep.
Okay. So, I mean, look, 60 hours, 30, 1,800 gross. $30 gross. That's or $1,728 gross online hours, right?
Yeah.
Take your expenses out, probably in your case, probably going to be $6, $7 an hour. It was like $22 net. I, I don't see anything wrong with that in specifically for the time of the year that we're in, because first quarter is always slow, right?
Hmm.
And I think you're doing great from the job from the get-go. What do you think?
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I'm hitting, like you said, like, around 30 gross per hour, online hours.
Yeah.
Uh, no, I mean active hours. It's around
Okay.
25 for online hours.
Okay.
It seems those are some of the numbers that most people are able to hit that are doing fairly well for themselves. And
Yeah.
again, I mean, the flexibility makes it so that I'm not looking down at the number of money I'm making because of the hours that it has and the amount of hours amount per dollar per hour.
Yeah.
With the flexibility, it makes it easier to swallow, I guess I can say.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, look, everybody has high expectations when they do this, right? They want to make $50 an hour. And there will be
Yeah,
hours that you will make 50. I'm pretty sure you have, but you're
yeah,
averaging, you're averaging because most of the time you're driving such dead hours, like in
yep,
the business, between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., rideshare is like doesn't exist basically, right?
yeah.
So this is another tip that I can give you. Have you thought of Uber, right? You're on the Uber app already. Have you thought of incorporating delivery into that by doing some Uber Eats orders during lunchtime?
I've selected the delivery. Actually, I did a delivery this today, a McDonald's pickup
Okay.
for Uber
Okay.
Eats.
Another tip, don't ever pick up at McDonald's. Don't pick up at Wendy's. Don't pick up at fast food joints. Don't.
Yeah, I was just sitting around waiting, and like I guess like you guys would say, I'm kind of sort of an ant right now, just looking at whatever jobs are out there and picking it up for now.
Okay, that's fine. So you have that. Are you allowed to be like, because DoorDash is king when it comes to deliveries, right?
Mhm.
Are you on DoorDash or can you get on DoorDash without a waiting list in your area?
I'm on a waiting list. I signed up for Doordash. I'm on a waiting list right now.
Okay, that's cool. At least look, at least he's doing everything right, seriously. So all I have to do now, like he said, $30 an active, 25 an online hour. All we're gonna try to do is move him up $5 from 30 to 35 active and from 25 to $30 online. And that will automatically come during the summertime anyway, because he's in a decent market. Let's talk a little bit about your driving style, sir.
Okay, yeah, sure. I I have I have to say, I have all 5 stars review except for one star review, and that was
One
for
star.
1 star.
Wow.
Uh, so I'm at like 497 right now on Uber.
Okay.
Um,
Do you know
and that,
that 1 star? Do you know why that 1 star came in?
yeah, I got the reason why. It was because I was driving a little bit fast.
Okay. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Because look, to the passenger. all they want is a, a trip from point A to point B safely, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, I drive like super grandfather style when I have a passenger in the car because I don't want any complaints. Not because I care about my rating, because look, you shouldn't care about your rating too much either, because
Hmm.
that 1 star will fall off, right? Every 500 trips, they
Yeah.
change it. So I'm not going to worry about the rating. But when I ask you about your driving style, we have three, but we're going to mention the two today. We have two unions at Show Me the Money Club. One is the CPU, as you know, and the other one is the AFU. So CPU is Cherry Pickers United, which everybody like raves and rants. Oh, gotta be a cherry picker, gotta be a chicken. I go out drive these days in LA. I cannot be a cherry picker because there are no cherries to pick. If there's no cherries to pick, what am I supposed to do, right? And the
Yeah.
second one is Ant Formica United. So I know your numbers, right? So you said you're online 60, you're active 50, so you're like running 80% utilization, right?
Yeah. Around there.
Okay. So you're not a total ant, but but you're not in the high-end cherry picking club yet. So why do you okay, so you said you know your numbers. So why do you accept a trip? Why do you decline a trip?
Um, I mean, the thing is, I think my market is a little bit saturated.
Okay.
So I guess that ant mentality of if I don't take it, someone else is going to take it, and then I don't know when the next one's going to come.
Okay.
Um, that makes me take the majority of my the rides. But I also know the area. I'm sort of figuring out the areas that I don't want to end up at.
Yep.
So when those come up, I just reject
Yeah.
or
Okay. Here's the thing with that, Heng. Okay. So something with upfront fares that came to us as drivers is seeing the destination of the passenger, which is great, right? I
yeah,
mean, you shouldn't be complaining about any of that. But the other thing is there's some algorithmic games going on, which if you do watch us enough, you'll figure
yeah,
all that out.
yeah.
But that's not the issue. The issue is this. So in rideshare, you have to treat ridesharing as playing chess versus checkers. I feel like ants play checkers, meaning accept, 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 accept without thinking of the consequences. They see
Hmm.
the dollar signs and they go, whoa, that's a big dollar. I'm like, yeah, but what if it takes you somewhere that you have the dead mile back 30, 40 miles? That's your
Yeah,
cost. You're running costs, right?
yeah.
So to me, look at it more that way, right? The trip you're on is the least important trip. You're already in the car with the passenger.
Okay.
Where it's taking you and what's there is what you have to think about before you accepted that trip, right? So
Yeah.
that's playing chess as opposed to playing checkers. And you are not a super ant, but you're still kind of an ant, but you're not a cherry picker either. But then again, is there a surge in your market these days? Is it surge? On the weekends, it probably does.
Yeah, there are some surges. I haven't really gotten any surge on Uber. I got a surge on Lyft, and I picked some of those up.
Okay. How are the incentives? I mean, you have the bonuses now, but you're going to find out about incentives afterwards. Once the bonuses are done, they're probably not sending you any incentives now.
Yeah, I mean, I figure if they're using some sort of algorithm, like the fact that I'm just driving a lot right now, like why would they send me incentives?
Exactly, because you're driving anyway. But then once the bonuses are over, you'll figure that out. So let's talk a few minutes about um, your plans, how long you're going to do this. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously your wife approves because it's not an easy thing to do, right? But then it's working out for you at the moment.
Yeah.
Um, what is your expectations? I mean, what do do you like it so far? You're practically brand new.
Yeah, I mean, you could say I'm in honeymoon phase right now. I like it due to the fact, again, the flexibility. I'm going to places around San Diego I've never been to before, meeting a lot of interesting people, hearing a lot of interesting stories. So for now, I like it. And some of my passengers, when I tell them, yeah, I just been driving for a week or 2 weeks, they're like, "How do you like it?" I was like, "Well, ask me in 3 or 6 months, and then you might get a better answer."
Yeah. No, I think you're the perfect candidate because you started on the right path, meaning with your numbers in mind, and you're going to improve on that. Will improve your game by staying in touch, obviously.
Yeah,
Um, and the money is not bad. I mean, look. Okay. I mean, 3,700 in a couple of weeks gross. That's about 1,850 a week or 1,800 a week. Take your gas out, take your expenses out. I think you're at a good spot just right off the bat. And obviously your market helps that you're in a decent
Yeah,
market.
yeah.
Right. And so how long do you want to do this? Do you even know, or you're at the moment you're just kind of going?
I'm just kind of going right now. I funny enough, I did meet a recruiter as one of my passengers, so I'll give her my resume. But for now, I'm gonna keep on going and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think that's the best attitude to have. No expectations, no disappointments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your future plans, if you have any future plans.
I mean, I'll probably be driving through most of this year if I don't get any other offers. And depending on where the platform is going, how they're going to be paying the drivers. I mean, I was just listening to one of your Show Me the Money about where the CEO of Uber is going to get his payday after 3 consecutive months of a certain valuation,
Yeah.
and he's still going through that. So, will he change it after he gets his payday? Will he not? I don't know. So I'm pretty open and flexible right now in terms of staying on with ride sharing and the fact that I kind of enjoy it right now.
Yeah. No, you called it perfectly though. You said you're in the honeymoon phase. We all have been there, you know. And then, certain things will happen that are inevitable. I mean, now you're doing what, 20, 30 trips a day on the weekends probably?
Yeah, on the weekdays I'm doing around 20 around average, and the weekends I'm doing around 30.
Okay. And do you have a dash cam in your car?
Yes, I have a dash cam. I've watched Chris like 20 tips and tricks and 40
Yeah.
tips and tricks. And yeah, I have a dash cam on my car.
Yeah, thank God. Okay, so that's really important because, in rideshare they can fire you. They call it deactivating, but it's not. What does that
Yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
firing you, right? And for any reason, they can do that at any time with a fraudulent passenger complaining about something you didn't even do. I get it. But no, I mean, look, I'm gonna give you the floor. Last couple of minutes. Tell our audience, give us some advice. I mean, look, we take advice from anybody these days. So
Okay.
as I call you, I mean, I'm not even going to call you a newbie. I mean, because you're not a newbie. You're doing so many things right already that when people get to me, they usually go, "What should I do?" I'm like, "How long you been driving?" They go, "Like a year." I'm like, "You haven't done any of this yet?" I mean, look, for 2 weeks, we're not taking the credit, but we probably should.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I give you guys a lot of credit. I started watching your shows and, take following some of those advices. And, that's where I got to where I am right now. Starting the spreadsheet just made sense to keep track of my numbers so I have a clue of what's going on. Again, if it's my business, I want to know what I'm taking in and I want to know how much it's costing me. Um, I also, I watch a lot of YouTube videos in between rides uh, for, rideshare driving. And also, I'm kind of getting a little bit into content creation. I
okay,
started a YouTube channel.
okay.
Uh, it's called Rideshare Daily Driver. It has one video and it's really bad. But
Oh, no, we all been there. I'm not going to worry about any of that. Look, you know
yeah,
what? Just like in ride sharing, in YouTube land, you have to be consistent. Consistency
yeah,
is key, right? You have to put
yeah,
out content, if not daily, every other day, whatever not. So, without extending this too much, I mean, here's my man right here, San Diego. When I'm in San Diego for one of my son's soccer practice tournaments, I'll give you a ring. We'll go have some coffee.
yeah.
Um,
I'll bring my son because he plays soccer too.
oh, there you go. There you go. So here's Heng from San Diego. A brand new driver, a newbie in veterans clothing, I call it, because look, he's doing a lot of the good things that most veterans don't even do. Okay. And that's the most important thing. He's treating this seriously. He's making good money, even for I mean, look, first quarter of the year is usually the worst quarter of the year. Okay. And you're doing fine. I mean, we're going to improve. We're going to keep in touch, try to improve your game, take you to the next level. And then, money is everything, right? Money talks, BS walks. We're
Yep.
all doing it for the money. We're not doing it for,
It's not charity.
sightseeing, social reasons, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna keep in touch. Here's Heng from, again, San Diego, California. I wish you the best. Again, like I said, we'll keep in touch. Stay healthy, stay safe, enjoy ride sharing.
All right, thanks, Sergio.
Thanks for watching this episode of Behind the Wheel on the RideShare Guy. We've been doing these interviews for the past 6 months with very successful drivers from different cities around the nation. Click here for another episode. Make sure you subscribe and turn on all notifications for other episodes of Behind the Wheel as well as amazing content on our channel.